I will tell you a story about a company that's going to be a love story for some, a horror story for a few, a fantasy type of story for others, and then obviously a money-making story for the people that were involved. But before me telling you the story about this company, I want you to be thinking about two words: shifting habits. Once again, shifting habits. But I'll come back to those two words here in a minute. So let me tell you the story about this company. It's 1984. A company gets started. It's got a yellow and a blue logo called Blockbuster. Blockbuster's a great story. Hey, you'd go to Blockbuster with your girlfriend or your husband or your wife and say, do you want to go to the horror section? No, maybe comedy. No, babe, we got to go to drama. And I'm telling you, babe, I'm certain this movie is not going to be available. But if it is, it's our night tonight. You'd go, I knew they didn't have it. Why don't we go ask the manager? The manager may know because maybe somebody just turned it in. Hey, John, how are you? It's us. Good to see you. John, did anybody by any chance turn in? No way. Oh, you're John, you always come through. Thank you. They just dropped it off. Oh, thank you. Oh, that family right there dropped it off. It's so great. You guys are so amazing. Let's take this movie. Let's buy some popcorns and candy as well and ice cream. And let's go home. That's 1984. They got started. By the way, most people don't realize Blockbuster, only after 9 years, was worth $8.4 billion in 1993. By 1997, a company got started called Netflix. It's only worth $50 million 3 years later. Netflix. $50 million 3 years later, okay? Then at one point, Blockbuster could have bought Netflix for $50 million, but they said, I just don't think that's the direction consumers going to. I don't think they're going to shift their habits to this area because people like the experience of coming to Blockbuster and actually seeing the DVDs they pick up. Nobody wants to just download a movie. It's not going to be taking place. People are smarter than that. Well, 149 million users worldwide disagreed with them. And then Netflix went from being a $50 million company in 2000 to today, as of just a few minutes ago when I checked, it's a $147 billion company. By the way, Blockbuster on September 23rd, 2010 went out of business. They filed bankruptcy, I think like for $930 million, and they're gone. So what's the moral of the story? Well, Netflix, since Christmas, their stock is up 50%. 50%. Just in 2019, in the first 19 days of the year, Netflix is up 35%. Again, 35% Netflix is up. That's a love story for some, a horror story for a few, a fantasy type of story for others, and an obviously money-making story for those of us that were involved. Now, having said that, what do you mean by shifting habits? Look, so many people want to be innovators and they want to, shift their industry. Oh my gosh, I want to be an innovator. I want to be a disruptor in my industry. Look, Bezos shifted our habits. We stopped going to bookstores to buy books because he said, I'm going to shift your habit of the way you buy books. That's why Walmart is afraid of Amazon, right? Instagram shifted our habits of the way we looked at albums. When's the last time you bought an album? And the list goes on and on. Google, Wikipedia put encyclopedia companies out of business. How many times you go to Wikipedia to find out about different things? All the time. The moral of the story is this. Netflix shifted our habits. And I know, Disney's about to come out with Disney Flix or whatever they want to call it. And I know one of the Disney executives said, we're not really trying to compete with Netflix. We like Netflix. I use Netflix. We're just going to put out our Marvel products and Star Wars products and all this other stuff. But Netflix becomes the one that led the way. And no one even thinks about Redbox anymore because Redbox at first made sense. And by the way, if you say, I still use Redbox, you're probably over 40 years old. I'm not trying to offend you, but if you still use Redbox, you're over 40, you go to Kroger's, Ralph's, wherever it is to get your movies. Look, stop trying to come up with a great idea. Start thinking about shifting habits. Not 7 habits of highly effective people. Shifting habits. How do people buy your product? How can you shift that habit? How do people buy the product from you? How can you shift that habit? And those who can become the Bezos, become the Zucks, become whatever you want to call it of their industry because they shifted someone's habit. That's all you got to be looking at, not all this other crazy fancy stuff. So by the way, will Facebook ever be put out of business? Yes, by somebody who shifts our habit. And Zuck says, There's no way in the world that's the direction people are going to go to, and will go that direction. That could also happen to Amazon and other companies, as long as a new innovator is able to shift our habit. Food for thought when you're thinking about growing your business and taking it to the next level. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, click on the button below.